Hey everybody and welcome back. So today I'm filming the first update for my panning games project pan collab with the PAntastic ladies. This was put together by Amber and I will have the entire list linked down below the Google Docs spreadsheet thing. So everybody who is there, you can find and check out their videos. So I'm gonna go in order on my list of what I pulled first. This is a panning project with 24 items in it, and I have some lofty things to try and get through in the next year. So the first thing I pulled was my Collab Bright Spark foundation. You can see we've been making progress. If you turn it on the side, it's down pretty far here, but that is not a completely accurate line because on the other side it's down farther. You see the hash marks. That was where I was marking it when I first started using it. Now I'm marking it on paper. But I have used this foundation 13 times since the last time I filmed. I've been mixing it with a BB cream I'm trying to get through at the end of this year, so it's been mixing really well with that. And the starting weight on this, if I'm looking down, it's because my sheet's right here, was 159 grams, and now we're down to 157, so I've used up 2 grams of product since beginning. The next thing I pulled was the Collab So Fresh Skin Tint. So this is just a tinted moisturizer. This is in the color 1-2 Porcelain/Ivory, and I have used this 10 times since the conception of this project, and I have gone from 40 grams to 38, so I've used up another 2 grams of product here. Now, one of the most exciting things is this. I did not expect this to go as quickly as it has been, and I pulled for my third object, just so we know, the IBY palette highlighter color number 2. And we already have pan. So I've been using this color because I'm fair enough as like an all over face setting powder, and I was just kind of swirling my brush in it and like trying not to blind you because this is a shiny pan. But I used up like most of this side, like there's an actual like crevice, you can kind of see it, and then I used it today and I hit pan. So I didn't set any goals in the beginning of this project just because I wasn't sure where I should like kind of focus, but I think we're going to set the goal of finishing this by the end of the project, which I feel is accomplishable. So, one set of pan. I did not take a beginning weight on this, and that is because this is a palette, and if I'm using other things in the palette, it would throw off my potential like usage rate, and I felt like that was an unfair advantage in case I was like using the like highlight 3 or one of the contours. So anything in a palette I'm only like showing visible progress on, not weight progress. I don't think I told you, I use this 12 times as an all over face powder. It is powdery, it kicks up stuff. 11. I apparently can't do math. Used it 11 times, and it does kick up a lot of product. Highlight 2 is very powdery compared to Highlight 3. Highlight 3, there's like not as much kick up, but 2, there's a lot. Alright, the fourth product was I gotta dig it out from the bottom of this here box. I have a basket with everything sitting in it. Was my Modern Minerals En Pointe loose shadow. I have only used this once. There is no weight change to it, and nothing to really show, which honestly this will probably have nothing to show until it's visually gone. I can't even like mark the back if the powder would settle because the sifter's still in here and there's a bunch of product up on top of the sifter, so just gonna roll with that. The fifth product was one of my primers, and it was the e.l.f. Beauty Shield SPF 50 primer. This, I have gotten a little bit of the air bubble out because before it was kind of swollen with air. I've been setting it down like this, so hopefully a lot of the air like comes to the top so I can pump it out. But when we started, this was 58 grams and now we are at 56, so I've used up 2 grams of this product and I have used it 6 times. So we've been doing really well. Any day I'm like going outside in the sun, I've been using this. Any day I'm like going to work because I work graves, I've been using the other primer. So the other primer has gotten more use than this has. So I actually don't see a lot of sunlight. It's kind of funny to visually see that. Then we are on one of my first singles. Let me get the whole Z palette out for that. So, the first single is Makeup Geek's Chickadee. I used this once and there is no visual progress and there's no like weight change because I only used it once, but I used it. I made sure to use everything at least once because I didn't want to not touch things, even if it was just touching it a little. The next thing is the thing I measured on paper. So it's the Aquarius Lip Stick. This is number 7. I started with 11 grams and now I'm down to 10. I'll roll it up for you. This was a brand new product at the beginning of this project. Still got plenty there. Let me grab the paper. If I line it up. If I line it up right at the bottom, we're right at that blue line. So, and I only used this, turn my paper back over. I only used this 6 times. So once I'm done with my mini lippy project pan, I honestly don't think I'm going to have a hard time going through this. I took this with me once to work and reapplied it 5 times and we're already down a significant amount, so I'm not worried about getting that finished. The next product, however, though, is this Dream Castle gloss from the My Little Pony ColourPop collection. I've used this 11 times and when it settles it looks kind of like it's right here, but I'm not sure if that's like gapping. It's not settled right now because I used it last night when we went out. This has a lot of pigment to it and I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a difficult thing to use up, but it smells fine, it applies fine, it's not acting weird. We're gonna keep going. Then the other primer I have in this is the NYX Angel Veil primer. This was unopened when we started using it. Unopened, this weighed 36 grams. And now we're down to 33, so I've used 3 grams of this product. And there's only supposed to be, it's in ounces, it's not in grams. What a shame, I can't do conversions for you on that. But I've used this 15 times. So I've put a lot of effort into using this, and hopefully we will be able to keep making that kind of progress. And there's like an air pocket in here too, and I can't get it out. I even tried setting it straight up and it won't come out yet, so we'll see. So number 10 was Oprah Smoke, which is another thing in my Z palette, which is this like khaki, smoky green color. And you can probably see some wear on it. I used it twice as like a matte smoky eye color, but it's still weighing the same and I've only used it twice. So that's not a very exciting update. I used it though. It's gonna be the running theme. The next one is another single, and this is Red Apple Lipstick's Vamp. I used Vamp once. It is also showing no weight change, and it's like, it's got a baby dip to it, but it's not even like a super tangible baby dip. So nothing really exciting there. The 12th item is from my Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette, and it is Luna, which is this pink Sorry about the shiny. It's got a tiny dip in it as well, but I only used it as well once. So it'll take a while. And these pans on the Makeup Geek shadows are really deep, so they take a while. Now, something other like exciting stuff. The next single I picked for my project was, it's number 13, we're on number 13. Oh, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. 13 is my Makeup Geek blush. See, I'm just so excited to show you these things. But this is Love Letter, and I have used Love Letter 4 times, and it is not weighing any differently. We are still at 38 grams. Love Letter is super pigmented, so it's going to take me a while to use. So, no change will probably happen for a while. But the thing I was super excited about was number 14, and that's Pacifica Coral Sand. First time I used it after I started the project, I hit pan, and a sizable amount of that. Meaning that huge dip I had at the beginning of the project, yeah, I was super close. Fix up my hair. To hitting pan to begin with. So we are going to try and finish Coral Sand up by the end of this project. I have used it twice, and we got a good bit of pan. So it's mostly just around the sides. I feel like that's an obtainable goal in the next year. Then my RMS Lip Shine in Sacred. This was weighing at 42 grams. It is still at 42 grams. Oh, almost stuck my finger in it. And it's just this really pretty like red pink color. I really like this. I've used this 8 times and there is no change, because you don't need a lot of these RMS products and they go a long way. So Sacred will be here for the long haul. Now I have used number 16 21 times, and it is the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Hydrating Dewy Finish Setting Spray. And we started up here and now we're down here, and the weight has changed from 126 grams to 108. So I'm flying through this. If I keep up this consistent usage, I think we will be done by this in maybe 4 months. And I'm not trying to overuse this, it's just the thing I can grab and use every single day, no matter what I'm putting on my face. So I'm making great progress with this. I also really like the sprayer on this. It's a really like fine sprayer. Almost like the kind of sprayers where you spray yourself and you're not even sure you sprayed yourself. Yeah, so. Number 17 is my Karis, what is this actually called? It is a, doesn't say, it's a lip color or not, none of that. Lip tint, Karis lip tint, and this is in Lover's Choice. I used this once. It's a very nice red color, but I only used it once, so the dip we're seeing is the same dip it had. The full thing weighs 76 grams when we started, and it still weighs 76 grams now, so no change there. But I used it once. Now, other side. Setting it up. Now, number 18. We're getting towards the bottom of the list finally, because I had to flip it over. Number 18 was in my Becca Jaclyn Hill Holiday Face Palette, and it was Pamplemousse. I have used Pamplemousse 14 times. I had to take a second to count. But Pamplemousse is right here. And Pamplemousse is also very pigmented, so I doubt you're gonna see any change on it. It still looks almost untouched, other than the fact that there's a little bit of powder residue. Oh, can you guys see my messy desk? There's a lot of messy stuff on here. So you can't really see any difference. With both Pamplemousse and Love Letter, I use this dual fiber powder brush, which is a 5/16 Luxie brush, because it's kind of stipply, so I don't over apply. Because I have a habit of doing that. But that's what I've been using, and I've been doing a really like good work on it, it's just you can't see. And because this is in a palette, I can't weigh it, so... Especially because if I'm gonna decide to like use something else in this palette, because there's a lot of other things to use in this palette. Now, Makeup Geek's Moonphase is number 19, and I've actually done a really good job on Moonphase. So this is what Moonphase looks like now. You can see I've been focusing here. And I have used Moonphase 16 times, which is a lot of Moonphase. I've actually used up a single gram of product. We were at 22 grams and now we're at 21. So I, like, tangibly looking at it, I didn't feel like I used up a gram of product, but apparently I did. It's really weird. So it seems like it has like hard pan with the way it's like, I don't know, stiff, but it has great color payoff still. So I'm not worried about it. But yeah, 16 uses on that. And then my NYX Red Tape Lip Liner. So I only used this once, but it had been used a couple times before, so I had to sharpen it. So we did move a little on this. I used this in conjunction with the Kira Weiss Lover's Choice. If we line it up just right, you can see right at that blue line. Once I move on to working on some reds in my mini lippy project pan, and then moving on to the lip tint, I'm sure this will go really, really quick. I'm just not using a lot of reds right now, so I can't really make a lot of progress on this, because it feels weird to put a red liner under a nude lipstick. I'd probably do it at least at some point in my life, but not today. The next item is this liquid lipstick from BQ. So I have used this 5 times and it has not changed in weight. These are some of the most comfortable liquid lipsticks I've ever tried. They don't feel drying, they last really well, and this is in natural nude. So I've been putting this on and then going to work and then reapplying something else over top of it, and it does great. I like these. Like I said, 5 uses and no change in weight. We're still at 18 grams. Then let me stick this right back up here. The last single in this project that I pulled was number 22 on the list. It is still at the same weight. I've only used it once, and it is Makeup Geek's Karma. It does look a little bit different though. Like, I went up more on top, so there's a little bit of like tangible change to the like product, but not a lot. I'm gonna shut this U-palette so I don't accidentally drop it and break everything in it because I'm clumsy. Now the last 2 things, one is this Kissimmee Eyeliner in Plum. I sharpened it once extra, so I got a sty in my eye, and I had used this the day before, and I don't think it had anything to do with this, but anytime I do that, I discard my mascara, and I always like resharpen my eyeliners if I'd used it anytime around like the event, just for sanitation issues. So we used a little bit more on this than we actually did because I sharpened it for sanitation. So we are right here now. Right there. Which seems like a really big jump, especially because I've only used this 3 times, but one of those 3 times I had that sty and I had to make sure it was clean because I don't want to have an eye infection and then use another thing that could potentially re-agitate that eye infection, because that's just not smart. Now the last thing was actually from this palette, and I believe I mentioned in my intro that I was probably going to turn it into a Frankenstein creation, and I did. So it is no longer in that pan, and it is now in this one. This is a recurring theme that the Selima Pure Compact is being used and abused for other products. So this is now the Pure Sculptor Innovator, but it has been Frankenified. I mixed this with the highlight number 1 shade from the IBY palette, as well as a face powder, this one, to turn it into a more appropriate kind of taupey bronzer color. Seems very taupey in the pan, but it's actually quite neutral. And this is what I've been using. So after I Frankenified it, I have used it 13 times, and it doesn't look like there is any change to it from when I repressed it. So I think that just made more work for me, honestly. But I've been using this every day since I went and Frankenified it, except for I think like 1. So it's gonna get plenty of use, and I'm not really concerned about it because now it's a more wearable color for me, which is a little bit more important. Because it's weird when I put something that's like dark brown on my face that's supposed to be a contour or a bronzer. It's very noticeable. So that is actually everything for this like Pan Games update. I know this is a long one, but there's a lot of products that I have to go through. So, oh, and this weighs 10 grams after I Frankenified it. It hasn't changed in weight since I Frankenified it. Just so you guys know. But that is everything for this update. I hope you all check out everybody else who's participating, that's probably a better word for that, in the Panning Games, which is the PAntastic Ladies collab. And I hope you all will come back and watch me again. Like this video, and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.